Who are you? I'm back. Rhodes Rants on Star Wars. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Join the Rhodes Squadron. Shout out to my boy John Talks on this one. He brought up in a video the fact that Kathleen Kennedy makes a comment in this Gizmodo interview about things are never actually cemented in the Star Wars universe. And he said, is this a possibility that Luke could be coming back? Now, I've said a couple of things. Number one, in the past on leaks, there have been leaks that have been stated where Bob Iger said he gave a directive to fix Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker has to be right in this movie for the fandom, okay? But that's in leaks, so who really knows? Technically, you can only call that rumor, right? And then Kathleen Kennedy does make this comment that's pretty interesting. So you say they're talking about the context of creating these films and things being set in stone. He says, so you say, quote, cemented. Well, she says this. You say, quote, cemented. I don't think anything's ever cemented with Star Wars. It can't be. It's so rich with possibility that you don't want to reach a point where you think you've made a decision and then not leave yourself open to exploring other possibilities and other considerations. When you get a lot of smart people in a room who are all Star Wars fans, that's never going to stop. Okay, and of course, all these people in a room that are supposedly Star Wars fans, I think that in itself is up for debate. Okay, and if they are Star Wars fans, in their mind, what context do they view Star Wars in versus the rest of the fans, which is, I think, an issue. Okay, I think somehow they see Star Wars as something we see it differently than they do. I don't know how that is, but especially for filmmakers like J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, who's a writer, they were such big Star Wars fans growing up that, you know, I've said I don't know how the possibility for bringing Luke back, why that wasn't the first thing that they would have talked about. We've got to figure out how to bring Luke back alive. Okay, the fans are enraged about this. I've talked to a lot of creators, other YouTube creators about Luke, and they're such a big Luke fans. Luke is Star Wars to them. I've had some tell me they don't care how Luke comes back. They don't give a damn. They just want Luke back. Like, they don't care if it's the silliest thing on planet Earth. Now the one creator that disagrees with me is John Matrix. He's like, it's got to be done in a good storytelling way, and I understand that. But for many people, they don't care. They just want Luke back alive. They don't care how it's done. I've said I don't care if it's the silliest thing ever. They should bring Luke back for the fans, regardless. Okay? And for context, it's not silly to bring Luke back, but I'm saying if they execute it in a silly way, who gives a shit? Just bring him back. Okay? Because that would repair a lot. I can tell you right there. That one pivot point. And you might be like, well, why'd you play Khan before this started? I have considered the possibility, and I've said it before, that Mark Hamill and J.J. Abrams are running a Benedict Cumberbatch and J.J. Abrams from Into Darkness on everybody all over again. And what happened was Benedict Cumberbatch and J.J. Abrams lied over and over and over again because they got asked, is Benedict Cumberbatch Khan? No, God, no. Absolutely not. He is not Khan. Deny, deny, deny. Now, JJ says he regrets doing that. He said he wished he'd just come out with it and got it out of the way. But, Mark has done he's enraged, he's mad, he's thrown Star Wars under the bus, blah. And in my feeling, in his hip pocket, these people's hip pocket, JJ and Mark Hamill, they could be holding this Luke thing back, okay? That's why he's in none of the marketing. They could be running a con on everybody. Into Darkness, Benedict Cumberbatch, J.J. Abrams, con. Okay? And I say that's always a possibility. If Bob Iger, there's strong leaks / rumors out there behind the scenes that Bob Iger told them, you've got to get Luke Skywalker right. You've got to fix Luke. All right? Giving him 5 minutes as a Force ghost in this movie is not fixing Luke. I should also clarify something else. Even though a lot of these leaks and the trailers match up, there's a couple of things here. Number one, a lot of these scenes from the trailers may not actually be in the movie. Rogue One, anybody. Number two, they could be showing us something. Even if you put everything together, out of a 2 hour and 20 minute movie, we've seen 8 minutes of it, 7 minutes of it. Okay? So there's a lot of room there for changes, context, etc., etc. Part of me is holding out hope for this movie, and the leaks are so terrible that I cannot imagine that people, including Dave Filoni, could be involved, which she says Dave Filoni was involved. To what extent, I don't know. That these leaks are so bad that this is the best they could do for this film. Because if Luke's alive, they would take this box office to a different level. If it's a surprise and people coming out of that movie and all of a sudden trending worldwide is Luke's alive, you're going to see a lot of people get up and go that had no intention of going. How much is Luke worth at the box office? $500 million? No kidding. I feel like he's worth $500 million at the box office. So if they don't bring Luke back alive, it's a mistake. It's a monumental, huge mistake. It could be the difference between this movie making $800 million or $1.3 billion or $1 billion and $1.5 billion. And if Luke comes back in some kind of crazy historic way, let's say Luke and Anakin come back alive at the end, or Luke comes back alive and Anakin comes back as a Force ghost and they put Palpatine down. Word of mouth would drive that movie into an area we didn't think it would be possible of reaching. Okay? So, just keep that in mind. I thought it was interesting that John Talks brought this up, and I've been thinking about making this con video too for a while, so I just sort of mutated them together on this. Tell me what you think. Rhodes Squadron. Peace. I'm out till next time.